What up, Kings? Hope you're well. In this video, I want to talk about how AI will destroy about 80% of advertising agencies in the next 12 to, let's say, 18 months.
Google is now offering buyouts to employees across several divisions, but including its core search and advertising units. Seems to be just the latest sign that tech is reshaping its workforce around AI. Deirdre Bosa has more in today's Tech Check. Deirdre.
I respect Google more than a lot of other companies out there, a lot of other tech companies out there, and that's really why I'm so excited about this new AI launch initiative that they rolled out in the last couple of weeks. I'm all in. I was on the fence about Google, in the last couple of years because I really didn't see them innovating like that. But as soon as they rolled out VO3, I was all in because VO3, when it comes to AI, is a game changer. I mean, people are panicking. Their competitors are completely panicking right now. And you know who else is panicking? Hollywood is freaking out. And I love it. I'm here for it.
Well, it's soft layoffs like buyouts and performance nudges, but that's just part of the story. Big tech workforces, they are being rebuilt from the inside out to really reorient around AI. Now, the telling part of Google's latest buyouts is that it's reaching into its search and ad teams, still that core profit engine, suggesting that legacy roles are being phased out, maybe phased out to...
Anytime you see a big corporation or big company like Google, Microsoft, anytime you see the bigger guys doing things, just know everybody else is going to copy that strategy. Because human beings are copycats at the end of the day. They love to copy. As somebody that has over 15 years of experience in this ad business, I've seen this pattern repeat. This is not the first time I'm seeing this. Even before programmatic was a thing, they were first movers in the space, launching new products around programmatic. And what we saw during that time, I think it was around 2010 there, what we saw was the complete decline and death of specific companies that were not prepared for this new shift. But I think AI is even worse than the shifts that we've seen in the past. The thing with AI is it can replace a lot of people so quickly, and a lot of people are not ready for this.
Make room for different skills and different priorities. Now that does mean exits, but also strategic hires and high-level reorganizations, like Alexander Wang to Meta to lead superintelligence, and Semaphore just reporting in the last hour or so, Google crowning a new chief architect reporting directly to CEO Sundar Pichai. Now,
I've done a video about this a few months ago that I'll probably link somewhere at the end of this video. It was talking about how the way that people are going to hire for programmatic roles is going to have to change inevitably. We're going to start to witness org charts flattening. So instead of you reporting to 2 or 3 people above you, that's a complete waste. You'll just be reporting to just one person. So there'll be fewer and fewer layers in the hierarchy. That enables the chief architect to only deal with people that are doing the work and no middle managers. Because there's something that I've noticed. The biggest headaches come from other people, and the biggest obstacles come from too many people and too many stupid opinions. 80% of people are stupid, and only about 20% of the people are actually productive, they're actually high-performing individuals. But the rest of the 80%, they're just placeholders. They're just NPCs. Because of AI, NPCs are going to be wiped out. This is what Google is currently doing with their reshuffling. It's inevitable that this is going to spill out into the advertising business as brand new advertising agencies are going to copy what the Googles are doing and using that as the new way of doing business. So this means that the existing advertising agencies that are not following this playbook, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle because they don't know how to get rid of people. So imagine a founder of an agency that has been working with this team of 50 for the last 10 years. It's very hard to get rid of most of your people. It's really hard to go to them and say, I don't need you anymore because AI can replace you. So what's going to happen to these folks is they're just going to bleed out until they get to the point where it's not sustainable to have 50 people on payroll when your competitor only has 5 and your competitor is managing the same amount of business and they only got a staff of 5 and you got 50 people on payroll. It's not a sustainable model. The faster they do it, the better. And that's not easy either. I don't like firing anybody. I hate it. I prefer to find AI first to do the job. And then if I can't find AI to do the job, then I'll hire somebody. That's pretty much how I do it in my agency.
his job, it's a promotion, he was already in Google, but it's now to translate raw model performance into real products, and that could be seen as a signal that AI is the new operating system for the company. Now, Google's memo about the buyouts makes the subtext pretty clear. A Google executive wrote to employees, if you don't feel aligned, this is your exit path. So in other words, stay if you're on board with the strategy, or leave quietly if you're not. Now, next up.
I love this about Google. I love it. Say what you want to say about what they're doing with these mass layoffs and giving out buyouts. I think this is the most ethical way to go about any layoffs, in my opinion. If I was working for Google and Google offered me a buyout, I'm taking that deal. It makes total sense. Also, knowing what I know now about AI and how quickly it's moving, I'm taking that deal because I know the reality. The reality is, if you don't take this buyout, you're going to get canned anyway. They already made their decision. And I think what Google's doing, this buyout, is very fair because other companies are not going to do this. In fact, if anything, you just wake up and your email's not working. Would you rather have that? No, that's too painful. I'd rather get, at least a couple of thousand, maybe give me like 5-10 grand. I'd chill out in Bali for like 6 months and relax. That's what I'd do. I'll take that deal all day long. I think there are going to be some companies, some tech companies that are going to copy the strategy where they're buying out their staff. If you have the money, just go ahead and do it. Just buy up people and then restructure how you do everything and move as quickly as possible because what's coming is going to be brutal. Speaking of brutal, I came across an article by Laura O'Reilly, and Laura did not mince any words here. The exit of ad giant WPP CEO signals the end of Madison Avenue as we knew it. I couldn't agree more with this headline. I think this headline, Laura, articulates perfectly the era and season that we're in now. The old way of doing things, the old way of running an advertising agency is completely obsolete now. And this is the key signal that era is over. Let's read the first paragraph real quick. WPP CEO Mark Reed said Monday that he plans to step down after 7 years leading the ad agency and more than 30 years at the company. He will continue as CEO until the end of the year to see through the transition to his successor who hasn't been named. This paragraph here is key. Let me tell you why it's key. First, this guy has been around for 30 years. You do not survive in this brutal game by being somebody who's slow. This guy is probably highly intelligent, and chances are he already saw the writing on the wall years ago, if not months ago. Because he's involved in the high-level conversations that a lot of lower-level people are not included in. And he was given the harsh reality by his people that things are about to hit the fan. Chances are, in the last, say, 12 months, he's been trying to figure out his exit. So by the time he's announcing, it means that he's made his last payment on his yacht. He's probably going to be cruising real nice into retirement with his golden parachute. So whoever is going to take over from this guy is going to have to use AI as the new operating system for this agency. And with that, a lot of people are going to copy what WPP is going to be doing. People like to copy. They're going to copy what these guys are doing or what they're about to do. We don't know what they're about to do. Because at the end of the day, this is a big company. They need to stay profitable. And this guy's been around for a long time. And even though he's not a CEO, he'll probably be paid to be an advisor. Maybe a board of director or whatever. So he's going to be advising, the new guy on how to move, on how to operate the business to maintain profitability. So he's going to be eating good on his yacht for a long time. So I'm happy for it. On this channel, we don't hate, we congratulate. See, if you're not a WPP, you don't have cash in the bank. You don't have a stash of cash in your reserves to weather the storm that is coming. So 2 things you're going to have to do. It's either lay off your staff really, really fast or learn brand new skills quickly. Have your existing staff learn brand new AI skills very, very quickly. And in my experience from working for different agencies, this is a really hard thing to do. People don't like to learn new things. People are very stubborn and people get caught up in the status quo for so long. This is why any time you see a big company tries to implement something completely different or a new way of doing business, they have to lay off the old staff first so they can introduce a brand new batch of people that are willing to learn this new way of doing business. So I think if you're a smaller agency, those are the two options you have. So good luck with that, because it took me 6 months to learn what I know now. I would say maybe 6 months to a year to learn what I know now about the power of AI and all the tools that are currently used for my agency. And it was not easy. It required me to stay focused, stay disciplined, hitting the gym every single day and changing the way I look at things and accepting this new reality. Unfortunately, that's not everybody. A lot of people are in denial out here. A lot of people are still stuck in Disneyland. They don't want to learn. They don't want to evolve. So if you're interested in working with the best, you get to work with an agency that uses AI as an operating system. Schedule time. I'll put a link in the description of this video. We're going to talk about how to automate your processes. We're going to talk about how to come up with strategies for your activation, for your programmatic campaigns, how to come up with creative using AI. We're going to talk about how to make sure that you get the best conversions. Because in these times, when times are tough, you're going to need the best to deliver. What we're about to shift into is not easy. It's going to be survival of the fittest, and only the strongest will survive this apocalypse. Schedule time. Talk to you soon.